You guys are understood, right? Availability zones, edge points.
Yeah, availability zones. Okay, edge points is nothing but it's like a end user.
Not end user. Something like your servers are in the US region, for example.
Okay.
Okay, but so the people are using, the end users are using in India people.
Okay.
Okay. For loading the pages, it is difficult to get the pages from the India to US. Someone please mute yourself. Yeah. So getting the pages from India, US to India is somewhere difficult. Something like so we need to it will be lagging. So that's the reason edge locations are there. Something like whatever you deployed the application. So if you in the cache servers, something like a cache servers, when you are the first login time it will get from the US. The second time, so it takes place in the your place, something like in India, Mumbai, Hyderabad, whatever the edge locations. So whenever you are accessing in the second time, it will get from that uh, edge locations. So what is the service, guys? Service is EC2 service. Service is EC2. EC2 means compute services. Compute service. So introduction to Amazon EC2. EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud is nothing but a EC2. So EC2. So introduction to AWS EC2, benefits of using AWS EC2, Amazon EC2 use cases, AWS EC2 pricing model, AWS instance type, Amazon mission image. So selecting EC2 instance, AWS regions and availability zones, launching Amazon EC2 instance, and step by step. Guys, before that, yeah, yeah, you can use Chrome or something. Which one you are using? Yeah. aws.amazon.com. Yeah, sign in. Yeah, create account. Yeah, you can give the root user email. So something like root user is nothing but a right thing but in Linux, root user having the all the permission. Same like as a root user email address is nothing but a whoever creating this root user email having the all the permissions, all the administrative permissions. Okay, you can give it. So this is the login screen for the AWS console. So this name it call it as a AWS console. This is a REST API. This is a REST API. This is just a application, same like as a social website or a banking website, whatever the website. So before a data center, there is no application, there is no API for that infrastructure. So after cloud, so there will be created a API for the infrastructure also. So if you want to launch a EC2 instance, something like if you want to launch a VM, so definitely we need to go to the EC2. EC2 service. Yeah, the service is EC2. Can you click that service? Yeah. In that service, yeah, in that service. So do you have any instances are running? Instances in the top.
No, I don't have any instance running.
Instances. Because of you just created the AWS console account. Yeah. So launch instance. Launch instance is nothing but building a VM. So building a VM, guys. Building a VM. Yeah, you can stop sharing. Okay, I will share my screen. Yeah, guys, EC2. So after login to the AWS console, something like a so what are the service? Service is Elastic Compute Cloud. EC2 is the service. So this service is only for a building, a provisioning, or building the infrastructure, building the servers, building the servers. So introduction to AWS EC2, benefits of using EC2, Amazon EC2 use cases, AWS EC2 pricing model, AWS instance type, Amazon mission image, selecting EC2 instance, AWS region and availability zones, launching Amazon EC2 instance step by step. So introduction to Amazon EC2. Amazon EC2, which is also known as a Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, provides resizable computing capacity in Amazon Web Services. It is a simple web service interface. It is a simple web service interface, allows you to obtain and configure capacity with a minimal friction. It provides you to complete control of your computing resources and lets run an Amazon proven computing environment. EC2 is the core service of the AWS, the core service of the AWS cloud platform, and launched in 2006. There are the virtual servers, also called call it as an instances. We can use these instances pay per basis. So benefits of using AWS, using AWS EC2. Please tell me, what are the benefits? Easier and faster, elastic and scalable, high availability, cost effective, easier and faster. Amazon EC2 reduces the time required to obtain and boot new server instances to minutes, allowing you to quickly scale capacity both up and down as your computing requirements changes. So here there will be auto scaling. There will be a server. So it is easier to build the server and something like faster to scale up and scale down. So it is easier. Something like while installing the AWS, while installing the server in the data center, for example, in our VM. So how much time it will take to install the VM, guys? The Oracle Cloud. So in the Oracle Cloud, so if you want to launch a new instance, how much time it will take? Guys, if you want to launch a new instance, how much time it will take? It will take hardly so around 30 minutes, right? So compared to a physical server, something like you bought the physical server, Dell PowerEdge server. First, you need to get the Dell server from the Dell company. So we'll get the code and you will buy the servers. It will take around so 10 days to come to you. That's all. Dell PowerEdge R710. So once you bought this server, so you will get that code from the data center also. DC also data center. So what is the code for keeping our house in the 1 year or 2 years? The agreement of that. So that is for 5 days. So 10 plus 5 plus installing at 2 days. So how many days for keeping one server ready? It will 17 days. For example, if you bought the new server and installed a VMware or a Oracle OVM, here is the virtualization. So virtualization is installed, then we need to install the VM. So how much time it will take to install the one server? Something like here, it will take hardly something like 1 hour. So it is a 17 days, reduce it to 1 hour. So in the cloud environment, so they already linked to the data centers and already already created the server and install the VMs. So if you want a physical server, they will provide the physical server. If you want a virtual machine instances, you will get the virtual machines. So already they already built up that AMIs. AMI means Amazon Mission Image. So if you install the VM, right, you will get the VDI dot VDI file. If it is a VMware .vmdk. So if you took that VMDK and if you want to launch the same server, you can clone it. You can clone it from here. It will take around up 2 minutes of your time. 2 minutes of his time. The same like as a AMI, Amazon Mission Image. Amazon Mission Image is nothing but a template. So it is a template. So template. So this is also a template. These are the templates. Already OS is installed on these machines. So take that file and keep it in the other server, other new server. So same like as a AMA is a template. Amazon mission is it's already OS is installed. Installed. OS is installed is nothing but a one of AMI Amazon mission is nothing but a template. So already the templates are there. If you want something like in our portal, you are asking to install the instance with the resources. So what are the resources here? So here we have a resources something like a RAM, 2 GB of a RAM, and a CPU, one core CPU, and hard disk, something like a 20 GB of hard disk. We are selecting. Here, for the resources, for the RAM and CPU purpose, they are created as a they are they are created as a instance type. In the AWS, they created as a instance type. So they created as a instance type. So instance type equal to T2 micro, T2 micro, T2 micro is nothing but a 2 GB of RAM, 1 CPU of 1 CPU. They combined it and created as a instance type. Okay. Instance type AMI. You need to select the hard disk also. You need to select the hard disk. So they already predefined environment. If you click the button, it automatically take the defaults and create the instance in the data center and show it in the portal. It will take hardly 2 minutes or 1 minute time to inst 2 minutes to install the server. So you see, compared to from physical to virtual to, so it will take 1 hour to install the server. But in the AWS, it will take 2 minutes to install the server because of it's already predefined environment. It's already predefined environment. You can select it and you can select it and you can apply. It automatically launches in 2 minutes because of the already predefined environment. Predefined environment. Predefined environment. So whatever, if you are selecting in the region, if you are selecting any region, it automatically connect to their regions data centers. The region data center. There is no much difference between data center and AWS, but they created a REST API. They created a API is nothing but a AWS console. So AWS console, and they already predefined environment is there. If you click any button, it takes everything. It takes everything and it launches within a minute or a 2 minutes. So you see how much time it reduces, how much cost it reduces, how much manpower it reduces. So if you create the API, it will reduces everything, and the instance type also pay per use. Pay per use model, or whatever, whenever you are using pay as you go or pay per use. So whenever you're using the server, that time only you can pay the money, otherwise you can't. That is the slogan of the. So whatever the cloud, either something like a AWS cloud or a Azure cloud or a Google cloud, whatever the cloud, they created the REST API and link it to the data centers. So if you select if you select the predefined button, it automatically launches the instance within a minute, guys. Have you understood? Yeah. So elastic and scalable. Quickly add a subtract resources of application to meet customer demand and manage costs. Isn't? So quickly add and subtract the resources to applications to meet customer demand and manage costs. Avoid provisioning resources upfront for the project with variable consumption rates or short lifetimes, high availability. So Amazon is to provide the developers the tools to build the failure of relevant applications to isolate themselves from common failure scenarios. Cost effective. Consume only the amount of compute storage. Cost effective. Consume only the amount of compute storage and the other IT resources needed. No long-term commitment, minimum spend or upfront investment is required. What are the imagine EC2 typical, I mean, typical use cases? Application hosting, content delivery, e-commerce sites, a Flipkart, Amazon, whatever it may be. So media hosting and web hosting. So EC2 price model. So this is most important, guys. EC2 price model. So pre-usage type. So pre-usage type. You created as a just now Kim created as a pre-usage type. So you can use the services for the pre on-demand instances, start and stop instances whenever you like, and costs are rounded up to the nearest hour. On-demand instances. Reserved instance, pay upfront for 1 or 3 years in advance. That is nothing but a reserved instances. Best price. Unused instances can be sold on any secondary market. Spot instances. Specify the price if you are willing to pay, and instances get started and stopped without any warning as the market changes. Kind of like a condor. So dedicated instances and charge for the instances. These are the on-demand instance, reserved instances, spot instances. So AWS instance types. AWS instance type. Instance type is nothing but I already told you, right, guys? So instance type is nothing but the resources, RAM and CPU. They combined it and they created a instance type. Instance type. Yeah. So instance type mapped to the hardware specification, classified based on the CPU, memory, and storage. Choice of the instance type: standard, medium, micro, high CPU, high IO, customer compute, and cluster GPU. Instance type influences the performance and cost. Instance type influences the performance and cost. So, for example, so if you increase the RAM and CPU, definitely there will be a performance, right? Definitely there will be a performance. So the model vCPU, CPU credits, and memory and storage. For example, EBS is nothing but a elastic block storage. Guys, tell me what is EBS? Elastic. Guys, tell me what is EBS? Elastic block storage. Elastic block storage is nothing but a hard disk. This is nothing but a. This is nothing but a EBS. This is nothing but a EBS. EBS is nothing but a elastic block storage. So elastic block storage. Here we call it as a hard disk, something like a disk space, but in the AWS it call it as a elastic block storage. Elastic block storage. Guys, tell me. Guys, are you there? Josna, Kim, Stella, Vamshi, why Niagara joined? Yeah, what is EBS?
Elastic block storage.
Very good. Elastic block storage. So what is the instance type? So instance type mapped to the hardware specification. Instance type influences the performance and cost. Something like a vCPU, virtual CPU. So there is a vCPU and memory. So combined together and created as a instance type. If it is instance type is a T2 micro, one vCPU and one virtual CPU and one memory. So 1 GB of memory. T2 small, 1 vCPU and 2 GB of memory. So T2 medium, 2 vCPUs and 4 GB of memory. So use cases, development environments, build servers, code repositories, low traffic web applications, early product experiments, small databases. Uses these instance type. What are those, guys? Read. Development environments. Development environment means non-production. Development environment, build servers, code repositories, low traffic web applications, early product experiments. Early product experiments means initially Amazon e-commerce site, Amazon website. So it is a early product experiment. So they started. So they are using the they are using the they are using the this type of instance. So you can change it whatever you want. Something like in the physical server, if you build we cannot if you build something like a if you build we cannot modify it. So definitely we need to add the another server. But in the AWS you can stop the instance and you can change the instance type whatever you want. So that is the beauty of AWS. So a development environments, build servers, code repositories, low traffic web applications, early product experiments, small databases are using these type of instances. So this type of instance T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium. So model VCPU and memory, something like a M3 medium, 1 vCPU, 3.75 GB of RAM, M3 large, 2 vCPU, 7.5 GB of memory. So M3 X large, 415, M3 2X large. Use cases, small and mid-sized databases, provisioning tasks that are required additional memory, catching fleets, and for running backend servers for SAP, Microsoft SharePoint, and other enterprise applications are using these type of servers. So model, so C3 large, C3 X large, C3 2X large, C3 4X large, C3 8X large. So these are the vCPUs and memories. So right, uses high performance front-end fleets, web servers, on-demand batch processing, distributed analytics, high performance science and engineering applications, and serving batch processing, MNO gaming, video and encoding, and distributed analytics. These are the large. So R3 large, R3X large, R3 2X large, R3 4X large, R3 8X large. So these are the vCPUs and memories use cases. We recommended memory optimized instance for a high performance databases, something like a banking applications. We need a more database on that, high performance on that. We can use this R3 large. Distributed memory caches, in-memory analytics, genome assembly and analysis, larger deployments of the SAP, Microsoft SharePoint, and other enterprise applications. Amazon mission image. So these are the instance type. What are the instance type? T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium, M3 medium, M3 large, M3 X large, M3 2X large, C3, R services, M services, C services, T services. This is Amazon mission image, server template or VM image. I already told you, right? A VM image or a server template is nothing but a AMI. So comes with the pre-installed OS and the optional softwares. So AMI can be launched to create a instances. AMI, Amazon mission image. Guys, tell me what is AMI? AMI means
Amazon machine.
Amazon machine
yes,
image.
Amazon mission image. Server template is a VM image. Comes with the pre-installed OS and optional software. AMI can be launched to create instances. A variety of a pre-built AMI in the catalog. Existing AMI can be customized and saved independent of the configuration. Every AMI is uniquely identified. So we have a uniquely identify the ID will be there. Launching an image and easy to install step by step. What are the requirements to need to install the to build the servers, guys? What are the requirements? So if it is a physical, we need to first we need to buy the server. What are the resources we need, and we can install the OSs. If it is a VM, the same RAM, CPU, hard disk, we need these resources, right? But in the AWS, we need to choose the region. First, we need to choose the region and choose the availability zone, choose the AMI, choose the instance type, and configure the security. Security is nothing but a networking. Security is nothing but a networking. What are the 5 steps, guys? Choose the region, choose the availability zone, choose the AMI, choose the instance type, configure the security. Guys, tell me, what are the, if you want to launch a instance is nothing but a VM. Step by step, what are the steps we need? Guys, tell me, what is the first step?
Choose the region.
Yes.
Choose the availability zone.
Okay. Next, guys.
Choose AMI.
Yeah. What is
Image.
AMI?
Amazon machine.
Yeah. Amazon mission image is nothing but a pre-installed OS. Installed OS image is nothing but a AMI. Guys, what is pre-installed OS image? Pre-installed OS image is nothing but a AMI. AMI is Amazon mission image. So next. Choose
Instance type.
Yeah, what is instance type? Instance type is nothing but the resources of the hardware, CPU and memory. So if it is a T2 micro, T2 small, C3, C3 medium, C3 large, R3 medium, M3, these all are the instance types. And network. Configure security is nothing but a network. So launching an Amazon EC2 instance step by step, sign up to the AWS account in AWS console account, apply the service crate to your received email, create a download key pair and save it in your home directory, create a VM via AWS console, create a VM or instance via AWS console, connect to your newly created VM like this, or we can connect through web also. So log into AWS console, then service EC2, then you can choose the, so here there is no instances running, resources running instances. So launch instance. Click on the launch instance to create a new instance regions. A data center spread across the globe. There are 9 regions: US East to US West to APAC, code US West to South. There is an extra region called as AWS Cloud region, but this can only used by the government agencies. So first you can select the region, then availability zone. Subset of the region, physically isolated and independent infrastructure, high speed connectivity, low latency. Every region has a minimum of 2 AGs. Select the respective of a OS image. So then instance type. So then security group, the instance details, storage. So security group, then launch the instances. It automatically launches the instances. Okay. Yeah, I will show you how to launch the instance. So launch instance. So go to the first, we need to select the EC2 instances. EC2 instances. For example, first we need to go to the so EC2 instances. There is no instances running. So there is no instances running. So something like first select the first log into the AWS console. Yeah, here you see. Right. Yeah, here you are seeing the root user, IAM user. IAM user is nothing but an identity access manager, something like in our company. So cloud engineers, DevOps engineers, developers are there. So the cloud engineer having the root access account or administration account, or apart from these are the IAM access. So identity access management, something like a user account, user administration. So the root user can do anything, but the IAM user can having a specifically certain limit of permissions. So I am the right root user. Yeah. So after creation of the account, we need to connect. We need to log into the AWS console. What is this, guys? AWS console. Guys, what is this? Guys, tell me what is this?
AWS console.
Yes, very good. So then go to the services. Whatever the services you want, you can search it here. So something like a EC2 instance. EC2 is nothing but a virtual servers in the cloud. So you can go to the EC2 service, Elastic Compute Cloud Services. Then you see there is no 0 instances is running. You want to launch an instance. How we can launch the instance? Or if you go to the instances, so or there is no instances, there is no servers or servers are installed. Servers are launched. So now you can use the launch instance. So launch instance. So you can give the name of the server, something like my new AWS server or my new server. Whatever it may be, you can whatever it may be. The application and OS images, Amazon mission image. An AMA is a template that contains the software configured or something like required to launch your instance, such as browser instances. So you can create your own customized image or whatever the predefined image. These are the predefined environments, predefined images. You see, quick AMS, my AMS, customized AMS, Amazon Marketplace AMS, and community AMS. You see, so how many templates are there? A number of templates are there. So for example, quick AMS. Quick AMS are Amazon Linux AMI, Amazon Linux OS. So Amazon also created their own Linux, that is a Amazon Linux. So Amazon Linux, a Mac OS, a Red Hat OS, Red Hat OS, Mac OS, Red Hat OS, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu, Microsoft, Ubuntu, Debian, Ubuntu, AWS, Microsoft Windows, Microsoft. So AWS Linux, Microsoft, AWS, SUSE. So these all are the AMS. AMS. So Amazon Linux also the same as the CentOS. This is also a copy from the CentOS. Whatever the Oracle Linux, this is also same. So select the AMI. So something like Amazon Linux 2023. This is the name of the Amazon Linux. So every AMI is a unique queue because of there is a ID created. Every AMI is a unique queue. Unique queue, right? So you select whatever the free tier is there. You see free tier. So free tier, whatever the free tier is there, you are eligible for the free tier ones only. So this is I'm selecting the free tier eligible AWS Amazon Linux. Yeah, I selected the so Amazon Linux machine image. So this is the free tier. This is the free tier image. Next, instance type. So instance type also you can see the free tier eligible. You can see the free tier eligible. Yeah. So whatever I said T2, A1, C1, C3, C4, C5, R large, all these are the instance type. If you want, you can use it. So whatever the free tier is, whatever the free tier is eligible. So something like whatever the free tier is eligible. So free tier. So what are the free tier? So free tier is eligible T2 micro. Yeah, I selected only the free tier eligible T2 micro. So in the T2 micro, so one CPU, 1 GB of RAM, it will available. Key pair. So key pair is nothing but to connect the servers. To connect the servers. You can create a new key pair for the my new server, for example. Proceed without key pair or proceed with the key pair. So proceed with the key pair, create a new key pair. RSA key pair name is my new server. So my new server, this is the RSA key pair. So you need to create the PPK file. You need to create the PPK file, create a PPK. Yeah. So created and downloaded here. Created and downloaded my new PPK file. Then network, leave it as it is, the default one. So already predefined environment, they already created the predefined environment. And configure the storage. Storage is nothing but a EBS, elastic block storage. What is the free tier eligible customer can get up to 30 GB of a EBS general purpose and magnetic storage. The storage 30 GB is eligible for the free tier. If you use here 40 GB, you will be chargeable. It will be a chargeable. Okay. Okay, guys. Just give these. What are those? So instance type, and you can select the region. You can select the region. If you are not selecting any region, the default one is North Virginia, US East one. So the region I already selected. Okay. Okay. Just give these information, then launch instance. Yeah, successfully initiated the launching instance. So after launching the instances, it will be created the ID, unique ID. unique ID. If you want to see in the instances, so yeah. So my new web server instance state is pending at instance type is T2 micro, yeah. You see now availability zone. Which availability zone it is created? US East 1A. So public DNS, public IPv4, elastic IP, monitoring, security group name. So everything it will take the default one. Everything it will take the default one. Now the state is running. Now the state is running. If you select the options, details, instance ID, instance name, public DNS, instance state, private IPv4, host name, VPC, auto computer, everything will be. We are not selecting anything. We are not creating anything. It already predefined environment. If you are not selecting, it automatically take the predefined. It automatically takes the predefined security, networking, storage. We took the storage for the 30 GB, so 8 GB. So this is the your storage volume. Your storage, your volume, something like your hard disk also, volume also created the ID. Everything will be identified with the IDs. Everything will be identified with the IDs. So monitoring, tags, status checks, storage, networking, security details. So these are all the information. These are all the information. Yeah. So this server is running. If you want to stop the server, reboot the server, stop the server, terminate the server. Terminate is nothing but delete the server. Reboot the server is nothing but restart the server. Stop the server is nothing but to stop. So if it is stopped, the start is enabled. So here the stop is in disabled, right? Yeah, running state. How we can connect the server? We can connect the server by using the connect option. We can connect the server through how many ways? EC2 instance connect, session manager, SSH kind, EC2 serial console. So we are connecting through over two types. So in the company session manager also we can use instance EC2 connect and SSH client connect. For SSH client connect, we can connect through the through the putty through the putty. You see. So this is the server. This is the server DNS name. You can connect it. I will show you. Instance connect. Instance connect is nothing but a so instance connect is nothing but a web connect. It will connect through the web. It will connect through the web. Something like so it's easy to connect. So connect using the EC2 instance. Connect browser based client with a public IPv4. So browser based connect. Let's connect. Yeah, you see, it's connected. But the default user is so EC2 user. EC2 user is the normal user. Sudo root. So once you logged into the root, sudo super user do you can super user login as a super root user. So you can switch to the root user. So root user, you can switch it to the root user. This is the browser-based connection. This is the browser-based connection. So I want to log in through a PPK. So how you can log in through PPK? Putty. You can log in through putty. Yeah, this is the putty, and you can go to the SSH client. Then connect your instance using the public DNS. And run the command if necessary. Ensure the key is not viewable. Okay. So this is the easy to connect. How we can connect? We can provide the here we can provide the either IP address or the host name. IP address or the host name. Yeah, it is asking accept. What is the user, guys? I already told you, right? EC2-user is the default user to connect the AWS servers. No supported authentication methods available to server client. How we can authenticate? Something like so new session. Guys, new session. What is the IP address, guys? IP address, copy this IP, your host name, paste it, and so you can go to the SSH. In the SSH auth, if you can go to the auth credentials. In the credentials, private key, browse the private key, my new server private key. Copy this my new server. Then again go to the session. In the session, now you can connect. Now you can connect. It is asking the username. EC2 is the default user for the AWS account. Yeah, it's selected. So then you can move. You can switch to the root account. Yeah. So you can connect the server two ways. A web browser client. One is a web browser client and web browser client. Another one is a PuTTY. Another one is the. Guys, understood? So you guys, the task is you guys can launch the EC2 instance, guys. EC2 instance and run the commands. Whatever you are doing in the same in the data center, the same like operations, you can do it on the cloud also. You can do it on the cloud. You can run the commands. I understood. So before we launched the instance in the data center, now we launched the instance VM in the AWS cloud. So the comparison of the both is everything will be selected manually, everything will be do our own. But in the AWS, it automatically created a predefined environment is there. Just we need to select, then launch. Then launch. I already told you, right? They created a REST predefined API. So if you select, it will create automatically. This is the AWS console. AWS console, name it as a AWS console. Guys, we'll continue from tomorrow.